Hello everybody and welcome to another Locals Long Play video. This week I'm playing Edward's Wind Byakko Gwoja. It's a mid-range strategy that focuses on using value creatures as well as suppression shenanigans to get the most out of a strong board state and pressure the opponent until you eventually go for a combo kill. I'm playing against Fire Aetherwing Diana today. It was a shorter week at Locals again. It's definitely busy season mixed in with 6th season. So I have a match against Fire Aetherwing Diana. This is a pretty favorable matchup for my deck. So yeah, we're going to see how that plays out. Before we get started, as always, remember this is Locals. We're here to have a good time. We will make misplays, we will take back plays, and we will ask each other for advice and such. So do ingest this with an open mind. Advice is always appreciated. We are always trying to get better, but just keep in mind that we're not here, grinding it out. There will be misplays, and that's okay. We're here to get better and to play more Grand Archive. So without further ado, let's get into the game. All right, so here we are with the match. It's myself on the left and Tucker on the right. Spirit of Wind versus Spirit of Fire. This is Wind Byakko Gwoja versus Fire Aetherwing Diana. We didn't know what the other was on before we got started. I got a bye in round 1 and just came into round 2. So he did win his round 1. And yeah, so looking at my opening hand, with this deck, you're always looking for something that goes card neutral, trying to get the level up as soon as possible. I did go second, which makes it a little slower. But I believe I see a Fairy Whispers in there. Yeah, I see a Fairy Whispers, so that's going to be my level up. I don't necessarily need the double Kind Beast Caller, so I'll probably look to pitch that, or maybe the Zephyr, since I already have, or I have 2 Brisk Windtrotters as well. I might pitch one of those, knowing that it's Fire Aetherwing Diana. I don't need a ton of damage to win the game, so I don't need necessarily double Brisk Windtrotter to win the game, so probably going to look to pitch one of those. Opponent is on Backstep, going into Diana. Loses that Singeing Leap, I think the name of it is. It's the one that makes you distant by taking 1 damage and has Ephemerate. So it's a double distant enabler. They go Trivariate Dream. It's probably the best one for Fire Aetherwing Diana. You can get the most damage out of it. So this is a pretty big turn for the opponent. I do have the Zephyr ready if they do get 3 Aether Charges into there. We'll see if that's what they end up going for. Prudent Knock is the first one. This is post-recollection, though. Nothing pre-rec, which is a little surprising, because they only had 2 cards down, so not sure why it was Recollect and Draw beforehand, but totally fine, you know. Definitely, there's possibly something in his hand to make that decision. All right, I noticed that was the okay, yeah, so Charge the Soul is actually the play, right? He's already distant, so he doesn't need the Singeing Leap. So it's just a oops, I laid the wrong card. And only was able to get 2 into the weapon, so probably that's why it wasn't prereq. Just probably figured only 2 are going into the weapon anyways, so we just do this. I'm gonna end step Fairy Whispers, go looking for that Baby Green, the best card in the matchup, arguably the best card in the deck, and it was a Brisk Windtrotter that I laid. So now I have all the options. I have Emerald Fatestone can suppress opposing weapons. This is just a really bad matchup, by the way. Emerald Fatestone can suppress opposing weapons just for 4. I have the Baby Green that I got off the Fairy Whispers, which I'm going to just rip right away. Those Aether Charges will go to the graveyard, and the weapon will come back on end step, but you know that's already effectively a plus. No, it's like a 2-for-1, right? I get rid of both those Aether Charges. One of them does have float, and they kind of got their value already. But Trivariate Dream, very important to get 3 Aether Charges in to do the most with its damage. And so now I'm just gonna pass back. We'll get the Kind Beast Caller in rotation. An important thing here is a lot of times make sure you count your cards. If you have 8 in hand or away, or even 7 in hand, it works with. Yeah, if you have 7 in hand, you can play the Kind Beast Caller, and assuming you find an animal or beast, which you will most of the time, you'll then have 4 cards in hand to use the Fate Stone to suppress the Kind Beast Caller and get another draw. Probably one of the best uses of the Fate Stone there. So we got a board now. Now it's just mostly play defensive and hope that I can handle any attacks that come through. I'm still holding that Zephyr, which is, you know, able to target that weapon. It does not have Spell Shroud. Charger's still going to go for Ranger Stride, which is a little scary, but I'm only at 1. So unless we see like a Cheshire Cat here, plus a way to get multiple Aether Charges into the weapon, I don't think we have anything to worry about. And yeah, even once I see Recollection, you know, I'm feeling pretty comfy. Generally speaking, I'm pretty comfy in this matchup. It's very hard for Diana with Baby Green, all of my natural suppression cards, and then this isn't even Water Diana. This is Fire, so none of the weapons that have a bonus effect have Spell Shroud. You don't get Aqua Mirage Whisper, which has Spell Shroud in this deck. You get Trivariate, which is pretty good effect, but it doesn't have Spell Shroud. Or you get Seeker's Aetherwing, which has Spell Shroud, but is essentially a vanilla. It does work against stealth and stuff too, but it's essentially vanilla. So this is just burn me for 2. I'm starting to think about the possible damage that could come through, and if I want to try to... Oh, no, I'm sorry. This isn't burn for 2. This is search 2 Aether Charges. Yeah. Very strong card. It's essentially a draw 2. However, it is coming out in main phase, not prereq. So card economy a little rough for my opponent here. I think just the way the cards cascaded off the top of the deck makes it a little hard. That is Mana Flare Barrage, though. Probably his best card in the matchup. Deals with my board and gets damage in, and 3 damage is pretty much enough to kill anything but an Aeson. So that's coming down. Mana Flare Barrage. I'm doing some counting here. So if I take 3, it's going to be 2 more from that one, and that's essentially free. Those are both going to load into the Trivariate. My opponent's distant. There's a lot of potential damage. So I counted... In my head, I counted that I could take 17 here in a perfect world. The perfect world was a second one of the Burning Aether Charge for another 2 damage, 3 charges into the Trivariate, and the Ranger Strides for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 3 from the Trivariate. What I didn't count in that equation is Diana's built-in distant 1. So I actually, with another Burning Aether Charge, I would have taken 18 here and died. Of course, I had the option to suppress the Trivariate. That's why I did the math in the first place. But instead, I was a bit of a greedler, and I wanted to get value off my Kind Beast Caller and save her from the Mana Flare Barrage. And so he's moving pretty quickly here, and I'm like, oh, shoot, I'm just dead. In fact, if that last card in hand was the Aether Charge, I believe I was dead. However, he does only turn sideways for 10 damage, 4 from the Ranger Stride, 1 from each of the Aether Charges, 1 from Diana, and 1 from the weapon. So I only go up to 14 here instead of lethal. And once I don't die to that, I feel like I'm pretty much in the clear. I think that was the turn where I needed to die. Because now Kind Beast Color's coming down. We can look for another Baby Green. Probably take Grove Sword here. Or no, there's not one there, excuse me. Probably just take Wind Trotter. Yeah, seems reasonable. I have a Fluffy Shopkeep in hand as well that I can lay down. Granted, that would be pretty weak to a Smoke Bomb. But I think just as long as I hold up a Suppress for the rest of the game, I'm sitting on a Zephyr. As long as I hold up that Zephyr for the rest of the game, I probably don't lose. 14's a little scary. I also noticed that a Zhang in hand here. So we're going to go Terrafring. Because the only way I die next turn is if he loads up like 3 Aether Charges and shoots me. And he's got to find really good ones too. So Terrafring should prevent that, is my thought. And recollect and draw. It was kind of bait as well, right? By putting the Terrafring, I'm essentially saying, hey, I don't have anything if you just go for it. But I also do have the Zephyr if you were to go for it. So we play Zhang here. Heal for 4, go to 10. Now I'm almost certainly not dying. I consider doing something like Suppressy here to rip some memory. But there's no really good way to do that. So I think I'm just going to hold and try to fast activate this Grove Sword. I don't think playing the Fluffy is terribly conducive to surviving because Smoke Bomb exists. So just giving him a Smoke Bomb target doesn't seem great either. That said, what I could have done is I could have played the Fluffy, and then if he goes to materialize Smoke Bomb, activate the Tariff Ring, and it's pretty hard for me to die there. But this seems safer. Just holding up Zephyr for the rest of the game seems like the safest option. So it's really just no risk at this point. Does some deliberation. I'm not sure what I would materialize on his side of the board here either. Maybe even just he can't Inert Sword. I would think if you had 2 cards in hand, Inert Sword makes a lot of sense here, because then a Cheshire Cat draw off the top is a lot of damage. But it looks like he's just gonna go to Cycle, Ranger Boots, draw the card, see what we can get out of that. So he's on 5 cards going up to 6, I believe. Yeah, 5 cards going up to 6. I elect not to Tariff Ring, just hold up the Zephyr. And if he doesn't do anything terribly threatening, I can play the Grove Sword, start getting the beat down on. Yeah, just a recollect and draw from my opponent. Opponent's at 7, counting my board. I have 3. I need 9 more damage. Pretty unlikely to get that on the next turn, so it's gonna just be play safe, stay alive. Maybe get the Kind Beast color down. I'm doing the math right now. You can see I'm pointing at the horses. I'm like, do I have lethal? Because I could go Effigy of Gaia. That makes me level 2. And then I could go 1, 2, 3, and 5 in hand. So I'll have 9. I could play at least double Brisk Windtrotter, which each of those is 3 damage. That's 6, 7, 8, 9. I would need 3 more damage. Yeah, I don't think I have it. I think I'm 1 short. Yeah, I'm really adamant on this. I have a Verdigris Decree as well, so like maybe that gets me there. Horse Verdigris Decree. I think it's enough, but he can have an answer. I think he just passed here. Yeah, it looks like he just passed. I feel like I could have just went for it here. Effigy of Gaia, just go for it. It's a little greedy, but I have a Tariff Ring to back me up. Great Crusader's Ring is a fine choice as well, of course. Almost certainly going to drop the Grove Sword here now that I have the extra card. Okay, yeah, there you go. Really been a big fan of this card. It lets you play, you know, a flash deck. You could just hold up interaction on your opponent's turn. If they do nothing, okay, I'll develop another body. And it's just an on-rate body. Very, very good. So I'm counting here. What's this? 5 on board, so I need 7 more. With 9 cards in hand, so I can play 3 2-drops. I don't think that gets me there. If I were level 2, I think it gets me there. Because, or I could have played it differently if I were level 2. So, just going to put up more walls. Fluffy. Really doesn't matter what I banish here. We're not going more than another, like, 2 turns. So, what did I take here? Censor, and then probably, like, Nullifying Lantern. I guess he kindles, so maybe I leave the Lantern. Do I take Tengu? I could even take my level 2 at this point. I could banish my level 2 at this point, probably. Looks like I banished the Thurible. I guess that makes sense. No time for that. Punch in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And say go. You got a lot of work to do here. I have the Zephyr up. I have Fluffy Shopkeep up. I mean, this just exhibits kind of what this matchup looks like in Aetherwing Diana versus Wind, like interaction slop. I don't even know what to call it. He's gonna become distant with the Ranger's Boots, so like there is a possible big turn here. Because I guess you could even Blazing Throw the Trivariate. I don't have a means to negate spell damage, right? I don't have a Veiling Breeze in hand, so is it possible to get enough spell damage? Yeah, nothing in my hand stops spell damage, so Mana Flare Barrage prereq is 3. I go to 13. Blazing Throw is 4, is 17. You would need another 2. It's actually really easy to get. Reposition is an interesting choice with the Ranger Boots out. I guess we want the float. It's got to be for the float. Oh, okay. Flash Grenade makes sense. So he's going to try to get another turn using the Flash Grenade. Fortunately, I am holding a Zephyr, so if I don't have to use the Zephyr to survive here, this is absolutely a terrifying crack. Yeah, if I don't have to use the Zephyr to survive here, I'm, like, able to Zephyr the Flash Grenade on end step, and then he can't use the combination of Ranger Boots plus Flash Grenade to effectively Resolute Stand himself on the next turn. And on the next turn, I definitely have lethal. I only need 7 damage, and I'm already sitting on 6 on board. So I definitely have lethal next turn. And that's... So Flash Grenade for him makes sense. Just unfortunate that I have an answer for it. There is a world where I died here, though. In a world where he materializes, like, another weapon, like a Seeker's Aetherwing. That way I can't Zephyr to stop a Blazing Throw. If he just goes Mana Flare Barrage, become distant, that's 3, and then either double Blazing Throw or Blazing Throw plus Burning Aether Charge. There's a world where I was dead here. Pretty easily, actually. He could even start with the Blazing Throw. Like, make Seeker's Aetherwing, Blazing Throw the Trivariate. And then I don't have... I could, in theory, have Baby Green, and I could Baby Green his other weapon when he goes to do it. But yeah, it's a lot of talk for something that ends up not happening. He's showing his hand, actually. He has Blazing Throw, Ignis. I wonder if he had lethal there. Pause the video and let me know in the comments if he had lethal there. Zephyr Flash Grenade on end step is tragic. Because Blazing Throw makes it, I think, pretty likely that he has it. He did think for a while there, though. He's not, you know, first rodeo on aggro either. So I think if there was a shot at lethal, he would have went for it here, because you have to be looking at this board and just know that you're probably dead come my turn. Yeah. So I go Safeguard because I don't even need the level 2 to find lethal here. And I just wreck draw. I guess it's pretty safe to say he didn't have a Mana Flare Barrage either. I didn't get a great look at that hand, but it's pretty safe to say he didn't have a Mana Flare Barrage, because, like, how do you not Mana Flare Barrage on this board if you have it? So, coming in for 2 with the Kind Beast Caller, million cards in hand. He does go to shoot Kind Beast Caller for 2. So he had Blazing Throw in 2. What's that, 6 damage? He was just a little bit short. Maybe like 1 damage short, 2 damage short. He only needed 3 more. Infernal Mana Streak. So this is I like this play here. Just being, you know, as kind of not optimal, but like ensuring that I still get my damage. So Verdigris to give +2 to the Grove Sword. I give it to the Grove Sword because she has 3 HP. And suppressing the Kind Beast Caller in the world where I don't get lethal here through some other protection effect. I can then use the Kind Beast Caller, probably get a Baby Green, and probably stay safe in that way. So 4 coming in hot. That's going to put him to 16. I only need 3 more damage. I have 2 on board, so like any other ally does it. Thinking pretty hard here about what to do with this Grove Sword attack on the stack, and yeah, it's just going to come through. 16. Play the horse. If I play the horse, I do go hands down, more or less. So, like, in a world where he has something to survive here, Mana Flare Barrage being the big one, I probably die. So, it was a tight game. You know, I had a lot of interaction. It was a tight game. Okay, going into game 2. In comes a lot of hate. 3 Crystallized Destiny, 2 Unbroken Mustang, 2 Calming Breeze. Out goes some of the stuff I don't think is terribly useful. 3 Dream Fairy, 2 Scavenging Raccoon, and a singleton Byakko's Command and Brisk Windtrotter. They only go up to 19 HP, so I don't need as much damage. So I took out a couple of the like kill cards, and then the ally and graveyard hate. Technically, Scavenging Raccoon is pretty good. Like it's not blank against a deck with cards that have Kindle on them, but a lot of the Kindle cards in this deck are fast speed, so you can just fast speed on top of the Raccoon trigger. And then also I have Nullifying Lantern in my material deck, so in a world where I'm worried about kindling, I just drop that instead. The classic turn 1 from Diana pass, and I believe that I just passed back. We're sitting on Fairy Whispers with double Windtrotter again, so looking like probably the same play coming through. I also melee Fairy Whispers or the Scout the Land to Fairy Whispers. Yeah, just kind of sort in my hand. I got a lot of pairs in my hand. Double Verdigris, double Fairy Whispers, double Windtrotter. It's a good hand though, and then Baby Green is there. He goes Seeker's Aetherwing this time. This does protect against the Fate Stone Suppress. This does protect against Zephyr Suppress. The only thing it doesn't protect against is the Baby Green Suppress, and then also Unbroken Mustang it does not protect from. So there are answers to it, but I do think in a way going Trivariate, it's never going to get 3 in it. I'm always going to have some way to suppress it. So might as well just load something into Seeker's Punch, load something into Seeker's Punch, and go from there. Very, very, very rough matchup. Also, I am now noticing, and I noticed it that day as well, he did not go Diana. He did not have a distance enabler. So, yeah, it's kind of bleak when you have to go Aetherwing first. Now, just thinking about it, just really rough position for opponent here. He goes Etheric Calibration. And I saw not Weaving Mana Stream, a Mana Flare Barrage in the glimpse that he took. Thinking really hard about it. I think it ends up being a couple on top, couple on bottom. Yeah, I mean, tough matchup. No shame in how long you think about these types of things, especially at locals. Definitely want to get it right. Does show the Mana Flare Barrage, unsurprisingly. It's going to go to Mem. Load up the Seekers. So Seekers could come in for 2 here. That doesn't seem very good. See if he goes for more. I'm just big chilling on my side. I got a Baby Green. I got ways to do stuff. 3 cost? Thinks about it. What's a 3 cost you play here? I don't even know. I don't know if that deck runs many allies. Maybe like Alacritus Huntress. Maybe like... I don't even know what a 3 cost is. Okay, I go Scout the Land. I guess I figure I can use a Fairy Whispers later to dump some of the trash. Pretty juicy Scout the Land here. I'm definitely going to want that Forest Cake. Veiling Breeze, keep me alive. Might have ordered that a little differently if I was playing this game today. Go for the pick one, I think. Okay, they were both Windtrotters again. Definitely don't need multiple Windtrotters to win the game. Versus a 19 health champ, as mentioned. Okay, what are we doing here? Fairy Whispers. So we want to put some of this on the bottom, right? There's no reason to Fairy Whisper if we're not going to put some of this on the bottom. Maybe I put Zhang on the bottom. Okay, I just leave them all on top. Just getting through the 4 cards. Kind of... I should play the other Fairy Whispers here then if that was my goal, but alas, it was not. Maybe I just Fairy Whispered to reorder my deck again. As I said, I would have probably ordered that differently. I would have probably wanted to draw the Veiling Breeze. And because there's only a couple turns where this other deck is threatening. I'm still sitting with a Veiling Breeze on top of my deck. I guess the Cake gets there. So that is the last of the 4 cards that I know about. And what are we on? 6 in hand? So I could Baby Green, and then if I Baby Green the Cake, I can draw and be at 4, and then Fate Stone the Baby Green and move and move and move. Ooh, Ignis Deus from my opponent. Gonna be the way that he gets to Diana. Still not distant though, so I guess at this point it's just like, okay, I gotta go. Oof. Unfortunately, I hit the Mana Flare Barrage. I think he said something like, oh, I should have shuffled those better. Because that is where he laid it from the Etheric Calibration. I didn't even realize that. I was just picking the middle one. Unlucky, I suppose. And he goes ahead and gets his materialization here. Probably strides. You got to move fast in this deck. And you do have the Spell Shroud. So you do have the Spell Shroud weapon out. So if I'm not holding Baby Green, you do get a shot here. And it could be a pretty big one. If you go strides, draw into a Aether Charge, and, like, you know, pop the strides. Well, that said he's not distant. How will he do that? He's gonna go Flash Grenade. I guess just get it out early. Make it so it's not a clutch suppress. Oh, it was Alacritus Huntress too. Look at that. I don't know about this Flash Grenade. If you don't... We do have a Distant Enabler. That has to have been the draw off a Flash Grenade, right? Because if it wasn't the draw off a Flash Grenade, you would definitely do it in response to the Diana on Enter. But that's neither here nor there. We're past it. I do believe that was the conversation we had was, wow, unlucky. You know, drew the Distant Enabler right after I needed it. So not a lot of damage on the table here. I could probably take the opportunity to just do some value play with my Baby Green here. I could probably Baby Green my Forest Cake before end of main. End step comes, I draw to a 4th card. And then suppress the Baby Green. Okay, that is the you can't recover Aether Charge. Just to get it into the weapon. And then charge the soul at me. I think I'm cool with that. This might be a Baby Green your weapon. We'll charge the souls on the stack. It looks like it is. So bullying is in session. Charge the soul will hit me. It had already targeted me. That's why I felt good dropping the Baby Green. I think on my sheet I marked the damage on him, but the scoreboard here is correct. I'm at 1. Aetherwing comes back, and we are kind of big chillin' now. Probably just GCR. That'll put 4 cards in my hand. At which point I can use the Fate Stone to suppress probably my Cake. I could choose the Baby Green as well. Yeah, if I just choose the Baby Green, it comes back on my end step. I suppress his weapon on my end step. He has no weapons for, like, the rest of the game. Oh my goodness. And then I rip Mustang. Yeah, this is not safe for work at this point. So Mustang is going to blow up the weapon. Was he on 3 influence? Oh, buddy, I'm so sorry. Watching this in hindsight, I'm so sorry. This is just a bullying session. Weapon explodes, take 1. I hesitated there for a second. That's when I should have realized that he wasn't at 2, but whatever. Now we've got the loop going of Baby Green, suppress, Byakko. He can kill my Baby Green here. I don't have a way to... Oh, no, I do. I have Verdigris Decree. I didn't realize I had 4 in hand. I thought I had 3 in hand. Trivariate's going to come out. They wreck draw. Yeah, I can suppress the Mustang with the Byakko when it comes back. So there's even an on-board answer. But even then, I have double Verdigris in hand. It's looking super bleak for my opponent here. Such is the case with Baby Green legal. I mean, you know, we dodged the ban. We dodged the ban on Baby Green. I know it's Cat 1 right now because it's not as a spell, and it's kind of frustrating to play against when you're like a weapon-based deck like Aetherwing Diana, Water or Fire, or even Astra, or always and forever Umbra Diana has always struggled against the creature. But yeah, this is just a no fun allowed matchup. As I mentioned, there weren't many other games tonight. I got the buy around 1, and then we had to We had to cut the second match, or the last match, the finals, short, just because of time. Folks had to go. So that wasn't a terribly interesting game anyways. So like this is more interesting, even though it is a bit lopsided in just how much tech this deck has for that deck. So such is the case. I remember pretty specifically here, I elected not to activate the Fate Stone because my opponent hadn't done a whole lot. And so if I laid 4 for the Fate Stone to try to greedily suppress either my Tengu or my Baby Green or my Mustang, Mana Flare Barrage would blow up both Mustang and Baby Green. So even though I'm like miles ahead right now, it's just not proper play to lay the 4 to speed up my clock by like a quarter of a turn. It's better to just to wait, and if he then goes to Mana Flare on my Recollection or something like that, then I can activate the Fate Stone and save one of my creatures. We're gonna activate the Fate Stone on the Baby Green. Probably should have activated it on the Mustang, but you know, it really, again, I don't think it matters terribly much. I think at the same time too, I was like, you know, I don't want to freaking bully into oblivion. I'm just seeking lethal here. So this is the way to get the most quest counters, by suppressing Baby Green and then Baby Green suppressing Tengu. That's 3 quest counters. 1 from the Baby Green suppression, 1 from the Tengu suppression, and then when the Tengu comes back in, I'll be at 7 counters. So I just need 1 more suppression, which I'm holding in hand with the Verdigris Decree on anything. And I have my Byakko next turn, and I have my Brisk Windtrotter in memory. So I have, oh, and I have a Byakko's command as well. So yeah, I have 18 damage next turn. I just have to survive this turn. Thinking about the Flash Grenade and possibly trying to get rid of that. This is a Charge the Soul on my Baby Green. So I was thinking about a couple things here. What I was mostly thinking about was he just materialized Ranger Strides. It's unlikely I die, but if I go Verdigris Decree on Baby Green, I'm hands down, and I can't activate this Veiling Breeze. I'm not dead in any world anyways. Like even if I don't get lethal, like I'm not dead if I'm holding this Veiling Breeze. If I go hands down and lose the Veiling Breeze, it's possible that I die to some perfect like 4 or 5 cards. And so it's better to just let the Baby Green die, even though suppressing the Baby Green would give me my 8th quest counter, and it would also put the Flash Grenade away on end step. It's just not worth it to be greedy in that case. I think that's greedy, because with all the Kindle and all the stuff, like, see, if he had one more 1-cost Aether Charge, right? Because he repositioned, kindled that, 1 more 1-cost Aether Charge. He's shooting for Diana's ranged 1, Trivariate is 4, that's 5, 6, 7, 11 with the Ranger Strides. That puts me to 14. If the card that he was dealing damage with dealt, it's probably impossible to get there, but why risk it? All right, I'm peeping my material deck, thinking about what I want to do. I believe this is end of main. I think he did not have a 3rd Aether Charge for Trivariate, so I think it's end of main, and I'm deciding, do I want to suppress now so that I have the Mustang for my coming turn for 1 bonus damage? Or do I want to suppress on end so that he can't do anything further? Okay, never mind. He just shoots at me. Takes the damage while he's got it. Influence is really low. Because he shot, I guess I figured just end of main. I suppress Mustang. I think suppressing, well, Mustang's the only legal target, eh? I was going to say I think Mustang's the right target, but it kind of has to be Mustang. It's the only legal target. Tengu comes back, 8 quest counters. Horse comes back, blow up your weapon. I wanted to blow up the Flash Grenade, but I can't. Mustang can only blow up a 0 cost, so the only legal target was that or my Tengu. I'm obviously not blowing up my Tengu. And then with opponent at 3, I think I even have lethal through the Flash Grenade. You know, if he has Distant Enabler, and Flash Grenade reduces by 3. So Byakko swings for 9 twice. That would be 6 twice. That would be 12. That would put him to 15. I would need 4 damage. I don't know if I actually do get the 4 damage. But Effigy of Gaia comes down. I think what I end up doing here is... Do I have 2 horses? I do not have 2 horses. So I think I'm just like, well, even if he's not dead, like even if he has Distant Enabler, Crack Flash Grenade, I have Veiling Breeze on my turn. He's on like 2 influence. I'm not dead. There's no reason not to go for it here. This isn't greedy. This is just like, I'm going to go for it. And even if you have an answer, I'm just able to go for it again next turn. Free Windtrotter. Love this interaction, by the way. Free Windtrotter. 2 counters on Byakko. Because I have the Byakko's command, it's better to put them all on the same target. So we swing in with Byakko. This is the combo. I do at least get to show off the combo, even though these games were lopsided and I didn't necessarily need them. We go command. That's going to be 9 and 9. Even with Flash Grenade, it's 6 and 6, which puts you to 15. You would survive, but you can see I can still hold the Veiling back up. I can still... Yeah, I can't Verdigris Byakko because it is a spell. So you can't Verdigris him as part of that. And yeah, that's GG's. All right, thank you so much for watching this week's Locals Long Play. Well, kind of this week's Locals Short Play. If you like the deck, definitely check out the deck tech. I talk a little bit more about some of the possible combos. If you have any ideas for decks you want to see me play, definitely submit them in the comments below. I always appreciate you taking the time to watch me and my locals play the game that we love. Hope to see you again soon. Play GA, be good to one another, and yeah, like, follow, subscribe. Bye-bye.